By the look of this sketchy environment, you can see that we are not in my room, but we're actually in my basement. Which is also why I had to construct all of this to hopefully get a little bit of decent audio. This is about all I can do. But I'm here not just for fun, even though it can be very fun here sometimes. I'm actually here to talk about my home gym. This is because I got my home gym relatively recently, and I figured that I might help some people out this way by telling them the things that I got, the things that I recommend, and the things that I might not recommend at all. As a disclaimer though, most of these items are actually bought in stores in the Benelux. So if you're from outside of Benelux, then you might have to stick to different shops, because I don't really know if this brand also sells in different stores. So definitely check the brand out if you're not sure, at least if I recommend the item, of course. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe because we will be posting at least twice a week, so you will not miss the future videos. Let's get started. Back in October of 2020, the gyms just started closing again. And since training is my main hobby, I didn't really want to let this down. So I talked to a friend who actually has a home gym, and he kind of got me hooked on the whole concept. Mainly because I didn't want to go back to actually doing bodyweight exercises all the time, because that's definitely not something for me. So I quickly started looking, but of course, being in the middle of a pandemic, finding stuff was actually not that easy. So I didn't really have much choice most of the time. It was mostly just buying whatever you could get. However, I do feel like I ended up with quite a nice setup in the end, so I definitely don't regret buying all the things that I did. But at least now I can give you some honest feedback on the items that I actually got, and if I would recommend them. The main shops that I actually used to order stuff were Fitness Seller, which is a Dutch website, Sports Bay, and Amazon. I think that's about it. So let's start at the actual beginning. Because I mainly train with a barbell, it was a logical decision to actually get a barbell first, since it's like the most versatile item out there, and you can't really go wrong with a barbell. So I definitely recommend you to put this at the top of your list. So the first item I actually got was this barbell here. It's an ATX Cerakote power bar in graphite black. This was not bought because I really wanted a graphite barbell. However, I do think it looks really cool. It was actually the only one that was left in stock, so I didn't really have many options. The only downside about a graphite bar, or I think it's even Cerakote bar in general, is that they scratch quite easily. Like, as you can see here, I actually have quite some paint coming off, because this is of course the spot that gets a lot of friction with the actual hooks. So it's kind of expected. And the bar ends itself also scratched quite quickly, but in the end, it's a barbell, and how it looks doesn't really matter. It has to be very functional. The actual grip itself is quite good, but I feel like it's a bit more hard to maintain as pieces of skin actually get stuck in between the grip very easily. But in general, it's definitely a very nice barbell, and I would definitely recommend this if you have the actual money for it. And it wasn't even that expensive. It costed me a total of 215 euros, which is actually not too bad. It can hold up to 600 kgs, which is just enough for me when you're talking about deadlifts. So in general, very good barbell, would definitely recommend. So go check it out. This was bought on the Fitness Seller website. So yeah, on to the next one. Alright, so let's get it here. Next up, we actually got the plates. This was very much essential, as a barbell without plates doesn't really get you very far. I decided to go with the 25 kg plates, not necessarily because I like them so much, but mainly because they were the only ones in stock, and they were actually a little bit cheaper than the other ones. And since I don't really care if I have to work with 20s or 25s, I decided to go with these, as they get the job done very easily anyway. However, these plates were all bought at a variety of times, mainly because not all of them were in stock at the very beginning. So I got them over time a little bit, which means that prices sometimes changed a little bit. But in the end, they were pretty affordable anyway. So these iron plates are actually from the company Iron Sport. I got myself 2 sets of 25 kg plates, which costed me 58 euros a plate, totaling up to 232 euros, which including shipping costed 262 euros, as the shipping was actually quite expensive. It was almost 30 euros. But however, these plates will last me for a very long time, so it doesn't really matter that much. Put this down. Then I also got myself 2 sets of 10 kg plates, also same Iron Sports brand, which costed me 8 euros in total. So when you think about the amount of weight that you got for the price, it's actually quite good. Because in total I got 40 kilograms for 8 euros, which is a very good deal. Then I also got myself 2 sets of 5 kilograms, which including shipping, came down to 51 euros and 50 cents, with the plates being about 45 euros for 4. I also got myself a set of 2.5 kilograms, which costed me a total of 20 euros and 50 cents, including shipping. This is due to the shipping costing almost as much as the plate itself. But yeah, desperate times, so I had to make the best out of it. And a set of 1.25s, which only costed me about 9 euros and 60 cents. So it was definitely a good deal. The last kind of plate that I have is one set. And lastly, I have one set of 25 kg bumper plates. These were bought on Fitness Bay, as they were the ones that actually sold the cheapest bumper plates. And also again 25 kgs, because the 20s were out of stock. These costed me a total of 135 euros, which for a set of bumper plates is actually very nice. Now the question is if I actually recommend these kinds of plates. The iron plates itself, they are relatively nice. However, I have noticed that they chip quite quickly. As I've only had these plates for less than a year, some of them are already starting to look quite bad. This was also because I had one occasion where our basement actually flooded. That definitely didn't help. But even before, some of them already started chipping as well. So if you have the option to get iron plates elsewhere, maybe from Rogue, then I would definitely recommend these over the cast iron plates from Iron Sport itself. However, the Rogue ones also are more expensive, so if you don't really care what your plates look like, then these will hold up fine. The bumper plate itself are also quite nice. They are a bit harder than I'm used to actually, as I'm used to the one in Basic Fit, which are a little bit softer than this one, at least I feel like it. But that's something you get used to, and it's definitely not like a drawback if you ask me. So in total, I have just under 220 kilograms laying around here, which is definitely more than enough for me. And this total actually came down to 513 euros and 46 euros in shipping. So just about 550 euros for 220-ish kilogram in weight, which if you think about it, the price to kilogram ratio is actually quite okay. Definitely for the pandemic times. And I have to put back all my weights. This is supposed to be my rest day. Everything for YouTube, right? Another thing that I actually invested some money in was the actual deadlift platform right here. I followed Alan Thrall's how-to video, which was actually very nice and very helpful. And in total, it costed me about 200 euros to actually make this, which was a bit more than actually needed due to me buying some expensive wood. But then again, I paid a bit more just so I could guarantee myself that I wouldn't have to change the wood down the line. A mistake I made when actually making this platform was that I got second-hand stall mats. This is mainly because I couldn't really find the proper ones that Alan Thrall was talking about. I saved some money there, and in the end, it's not even that good because since it was used by trucks, some parts of it actually are a little bit compressed, meaning that it's not as flat as it should be, which means that you might be lifting at a small deficit, which is definitely not ideal if this is your day-to-day deadlift platform. However, it gets the job done. It's still quite loud, but that's probably because of the kind of stall mats that I'm using. However, next up, talking about the big boy, the actual power rack. Because back when I got this was actually November last year, none of the racks were actually in stock. So I signed up for every single power rack that the shop was actually selling, and the moment I got the notification that one of the power racks was actually in stock, I jumped on, which ended up being this one actually. This one being the ATX 655, which itself weighs 112 kilogram, is 215 centimeters tall, and can hold up to 1 ton. In total, this rack costed me 569 euros, which is quite expensive, but again, for a rack that can hold up to a ton, and you'll probably never have to replace, it's definitely a good investment for me. In general, I'm actually quite happy with this rack, as it feels very sturdy, doesn't move around, and seems to be of quite good quality in general. It also came with safety pins and hooks, which is definitely nice, and they also feel premium quality. So this is definitely a rack that I would recommend, if you have the money for it. Since I knew that this rack was only going to be in stock for a very short amount of time, I decided to also get the lat pulley option. So I had a little bit of extra exercises available, which is very nice if you're only limited to your home gym. The lat pulley itself is the ATX lat pulley 520. It is able to hold up to 140 kilograms, and it costed me a total of 179 euros. The lat pulley system itself feels quite sturdy, is quite nice, and I would definitely recommend. However, the cable doesn't seem to be that strong. However, that's something only time will tell, as I haven't experienced any problems with it so far. But quickly, as a side note, if you want to use regular plates with this lat pulley system, then you're actually gonna have to get yourself a pair of dildos. Luckily, they're not that expensive, as they only cost just under 9 euros, so a pair of them only comes down to about 18 euros. But of course, it doesn't stop there. Being the spoiled bitch that I am, I kinda needed some more equipment. So these were some more fitness seller items. These are actually the ATX dip bars, ATX dip belts or pull-up belt, and a tricep bicep bar, which I think is also ADX or some nameless brand. Dip bars itself are from the 600 series, and they costed me just under 40 euros, which for the quality that you get, actually very sturdy, so definitely worth the money if you ask me. Then we have the ATX pull-up slash dip belt, also just again plain belt. It was a bit more expensive though, being 35 euros, but again this lasts for a very long time, so hoping to at least get like 10 years out of this. And then lastly, from the fitness seller stuff, we got ourselves a bicep bar, which costs just under 20 euros. It's not the best, but it's not the worst, and it gets the job done, so for the price it's not too bad. These three things costed me just under 95 euros. To the next up we have some more Amazon stuff. This one here is a Camp Trek tricep cable, which costed 20 euros. And for 20 euros, I feel like it's quite a good purchase. Even though it does hurt your hands quite a bit if you're doing high rep sets, this might be something that gets better the more you use it. Even though I've had it for over half a year now, no pain, no gain, right? Then we have the Radar ab roller, which is just a simple ab roller. Wasn't too expensive, only costed 12 euros. So I feel like for the price, it's quite decent. Then we also got ourselves some collars. These were also some cheap Amazon ones, as they only costed 9 euros for a pair. Actually, it works quite well, as it clicks on very easily, and I haven't had any problems with it so far, so definitely nice. Oh, and they're from the Proton brand, but I'll put link to the items down below. And then the last item I actually also got in that batch was a Flybird adjustable bench, which is quite nice. However, it's not as wide, so if you're someone who is a bit wider, or you like a wider bench when doing bench press, for example, then this might not be the one for you. Also, the quality doesn't feel that nice, so I wouldn't be surprised if this bench actually rips or tears in like a year or two. But until then, it gets the job done. It's quite easy to adjust, so if you're on a budget, then this might be a good one, as it only cost 131 euros, which for an adjustable bench is quite okay. Because I feel like for all the nicer benches, you easily pay like 200 or 300 euros. So not so bad. Well, actually, I forgot one Amazon item, and that's actually the weight tree over there. It's actually a body solid weight tree, which itself only costs 69 euros. Plus the shipping of 17 euros and 80 cents, totaling to just about 87 euros. However, if you ever plan to get a weight tree and you have a power rack like I do, I kind of recommend getting two, because after a while, at least for me, I'm kind of starting to get lazy, and you will often see me have plates on one side of the room and no plates on the other side of the room. This is because the weight tree is just, it's a hassle if you have to go from one side of the rack to the other side every time. If you have the money for it, definitely get a second one. It's definitely something that I will be investing in down the future. Oh, and if I remember correctly, it can actually hold up to like 250 kilograms. So for only paying 69 euros, that's quite a good deal. I'm actually tired from saying all those things. Then the last items I actually got were these adjustable dumbbells. They're also from the Iron Sport brand, so it's the same as the cast iron plates. Apparently they can hold up to 150 kilogram, and they cost 69 euros a piece. For some reason, they really like to price items at 69 euros. Including shipping, costed me 147 euros, which for adjustable dumbbells is quite okay. Definitely if they can hold up that much weight. However, I don't really know if I would recommend these, as I've only just gotten them, so it's kind of hard for me to give like a objective opinion. But my first experience wasn't too bad, as one of the collars actually started moving mid-set, which kind of made me a little bit afraid to use them with heavier weights. This might be because they're quite new, and maybe I didn't tie them well enough. This is definitely something I will keep an eye on. And also, it's kind of a hassle to always put the plates on and off, as you have to literally loosen 4 collars every time, even if you want to just add 1.25 kilograms on one side. So, and it requires quite a lot of weights. Because for example, me, I don't even have 2 sets of 2.5 kilograms or 1.25 kilograms. So I sometimes have to add 2.5 kilograms on one side and 1.25 on the other side to even it out a little bit, which is definitely not ideal. So if you don't have that many weights available, then they might not be the best option for you. However, they are a lot cheaper than getting the loose dumbbells. So, and also these are the 50 millimeter dumbbells, so you can use your normal plates on them, which is something that I was looking for. So, and all of the other stuff I either already had or I stole from my mom, being like this nice box. Oh, and I also got some Decathlon bands. They were not that expensive. I think I got like 5 bands in total, with two of them being duplicates, just so I could do banded exercises if I really wanted to. But they came down to about 50 euros for everything in total. So now let's add everything up. We have the barbell, which actually costed 215 euros. Then we have the weights, which were 513 euros and 46 euros in shipping. Then we have the rack, which was 569 euros. Pulley, which was 179 euros. Then we have the dildos, which were just under 18 euros. The rack accessories totaling up to 94.4, Amazon stuff being 173, bench being 131, weight tree being 69 and 17 euros in shipping, bands about 50 euros, and the adjustable dumbbells being just under 150 euros. So all these items in total come down to 2,222 euros. Dang. And that's even excluding the deadlift platform, so probably adds another 200, 250 euros. So damn, that's definitely more than I was thinking at first. But if you think about it, I now have a gym which I can use for the coming 20 years if I really wanted to. And if I really end up not wanting the gym anymore, then I can always sell it, maybe lose like 40% of the purchase price, which would still probably grant me a profit if I consider the money that I would have otherwise spent at the gym. So yeah, I'm definitely not saying that this is like the best setup out there, because some things could have been cheaper, but of course then you also have to pay in quality. So yeah, I definitely hope this helped out. If you have any questions regarding any of the items that I use, definitely feel free to ask me in the comments. If there are some items that you think that I should add to my gym, or that you just recommend in general. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video, as we will be posting at least twice a week. Hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one.